So I grew up um, in a family of educators. And so lots of the people that they hung around were educators. So I saw them. The one thing I knew I did not want to be was an educator. Have tremendous respect for educators, but it was kind of like, well, you should do something else. And so all of my family's friends, of course, my family shaped, how I thought about things. But they taught me to think independently, and that led me to want to do something different. When I got to college, I wanted to major in pharmacology, which I thought was cool, but it wasn't. It wasn't my cup of tea. It wasn't what I enjoyed, what I thought I would enjoy down the road. I'm like, this is not gonna be fun. So I learned about some things about business. I took a couple of business classes, and that inspired me. And long story short, I ended up in the business world. And I would say it was an accident, and that's just the way it happened because I thought I'd be someplace else. So I got an opportunity to join Edward Jones as a college intern, recommended by a couple of my professors that I'd grown close to. And the firm was very, very small at the time, probably 400 people. Today, Edward Jones employs, 55,000 active people. Well, I showed up, 300 or 400 people. Thought I'd work for a couple of years and then be on my way to something else, some other opportunity. Being a part of an organization when it's small and you have a lot of freedom to do things, you have guardrails, but you have freedom to do things. And you learn development, you learn about the business, you learn about a whole lot of stuff that goes on. And so 1 year led to the next year, led to 5 years, led to 10 years, and it became a career for me. And I got to do lots of things. I got to meet lots of people internally and externally. Got to engage in lots of things, community stuff. So it became a way of life for me. Not very many African Americans in the business, period. I saw very few, but I had. I looked at the opportunity and looked at what the business looked like and looked at, what the promotions looked like. So yes, I strived for that opportunity, and that opportunity showed up. Yes, it made me proud, made others proud, but it was a responsibility. I won't call it an obligation, but if you're gonna be in the game, if you're gonna do something, you gotta do it well and you gotta do it right. It wasn't until 13 years later that we got our second African American partner. So, but we've had a lot along the way, and so it was my responsibility, being first, to make sure that I set a good path for the others. There are always challenges along the way. There's the opportunity that you did not get. And so when you look at those opportunities, you say, well, that one didn't work, but continue to look forward. Looking backward is great historically, but what's in front of you is probably most important. History's always made, you're making history, and you want to do that. So whenever I looked at obstacles, I looked at, well, where's the opportunity? You kind of fall down, you pick yourself up, and you get moving. And that's been my motto and the way I've lived my life. So as a kid, I used to watch cars. That was a pastime of mine. I could tell you the make of every General Motors car, every Ford car, every Chrysler car, because I watched them and I looked at them all day. And so I said to myself one day, I'm gonna have some of those cars. And so I began to collect cars back in the mid-'80s. And so it grew into more and more of a passion of mine. And I still love that today. That is one of the fun things that I do in my life. I don't want other people driving them. I want to drive them. And so I spend time driving them. I've got people that help me along the way with cleaning and that kind of stuff, but that's part of my passion. I retired from Edward Jones, but I did not retire from all the other things that I do. I continue to be active in St. Louis, in the St. Louis community. St. Louis wasn't my home. My home was Vicksburg, Mississippi, but St. Louis is now my home. And I've felt, just the urgency and the need to be engaged in the place that I live in. Try to make the place that I live in a little bit better. It's quite an honor to be recognized and to receive such an award. I have such wonderful respect for St. Louis American, and certainly for my friend and the friend of many, Donald Suggs. Donald has been a pioneer in the field of medicine, pioneer now in journalism, and he's a great leader. So it's wonderful to be recognized by his organization.